Leo, happy birthday, Bookie Fresh. I hope all is well with you. I'm here to bring you your monthly astrology reading for the month of August. Happy birthday to all my July Leos, and happy birthday to come to all of those who are born in August. Wait, I got myself recorded. All right. So listen, I want to do your astrology read, okay? I put a video out explaining to you guys that I'm gonna do a little something different for this channel. It's gonna be based on astrology readings, right? So not too much is gonna change, but this channel is gonna be based on astrology. So for those of you who are interested in learning your chart, who are already well versed with your chart. We're going to be, talking about what's going on with the planetary alignments for the month. Now, I wrote my notes down. Don't mind me. I drew my chart. All right. So this is what I'm going to be basing the reading off of. So we're going to be looking at what's going on with the major placements in the areas of your chart where they are for you, and we're going to talk about what could be going on for this month for you. Now, so your first house. Let's talk about it. We got the sun there, it's Leo season. We know that. Happy birthday, boo. And we got the new moon and the Lionsgate portal both coming on the 8th, all right? So that's a major energy shift, right? What that is the Earth, the planet Earth, the brightest star there is, which is Sirius, and the sun are all going to be aligned, creating a portal, which is going to which is said to have creates a portal, an opening into the galaxies, into the higher realms, where you're able to connect more so with the higher beings and the higher realms, and you're able to tap into that energy and manifest. All right. So wherever you have Leo at in your chart, don't matter who you are, wherever you got Leo in your chart, this energy is real juicy for you. Okay. But you guys that I'm talking to, most of you are Leo ascendants, or you got Leo in your first house, right? But you can have Leo in other placements too watching this video, because you might be watching for Leo. But on the 8th, this portal energy opens up. So start thinking about what you want to manifest. When we're talking about the first house, Leo, we're talking about who you are as an individual. We're talking about, the way you represent yourself, how you stand your ground, how people see you, how you see yourself. All right. The first house is a very important house because it represents the energy of who you are as an individual and how you present yourself to the world. Right? So you got a lot of energy in this first house. So you're going to be radiating brightly, okay? You want to make sure it's for positive means and not for negative means, okay? Because you got all of this energy. Oh, and you also got Venus coming in there on the 11th. All right? So Venus represents, your values. It represents what you love and what you appreciate. It also says that you're going to be very attractive. Okay, you're going to be very attracted to a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be attracted to you. This is going to be a great time if you're single and you're interested in dating. You're going to have a lot of prospects. Just make sure you vet them properly. All right, don't set yourself up for somebody who is not good enough. Okay, you're going to have a lot of haters too. Okay, Leo, because your energy is going to be very heavy and very bright. All right, the first house stands for like your leadership abilities, your decision making skills. It also talks about your persistence in taking a stand, right? And the high stakes that are involved, right? And it also talks about, being lonely at the top. Now, Leo is known for its creative energy. It's super creative, dope ass energy, right? That we all have in our chart. It's a super dope energy. I love Leo energy for that. So make sure you tap into that. Use that. Tap into your inner child. Right? Everybody should be tapping into their inner child with the Leo season. Whatever it is that you need to do to tap into that inner child, feed that inner child, talk to that inner child, nurture that inner child, do something for it. So do something that you like that's fun, right? So you may be coming off to some people as very creative, very fun, very attractive, very vibrant, very fiery, okay? So you're going to have a lot of people attracted to you for whatever reason, okay? Now, but that's your first house. Now let's talk about what could be opposing that. What's opposing that is your 7th house, which is Saturn. right? Because Saturn's there in retrograde and it's in the house of Aquarius. So what you really need to be careful of, Leo, is how you put yourself out there online. Okay, you really want to be careful that you don't go overboard. Posting a lot of pictures. You know, people are going to be seeing your light and your energy shine because you got all these placements in your first house. So you may be offending some people, and that's just the way it is, right? But don't take it personal and lash out at others, right? People are going to be admiring you for your creative energy, and you're going to see that. A great example, you know what? A great example of this is if you guys have been following what's been going on with Khalees and Beyonce. You know, um, she's a Leo. Khalees, she's a Leo. She has a lot of Leo placements actually. So this is a great example. So let's take a look at what's going on with Khalees. She has her sun, her moon, I believe her Venus, all in Leo, right? And again, we got all this energy in Leo. We got the sun, the new moon in Leo, the Lionsgate portal opening up, and we got Venus in there on the 11th. All this energy in your first house. So the spotlight is on her right now, right? But what's opposing her is her seventh house. We have Saturn in retrograde there in Aquarius. This is in the house of partnerships, relationships. So we know that she lost her husband not too long ago, right? Within the last 90 days. Her husband passed away from a stomach illness, all right? And so, Saturn, she could be in mourning right now because Saturn's all about depression, mourning, and so she could be feeling attacked on the internet because the way that she responded in reference to what's going on with, Beyonce copying off of her, stealing her style. This is a fact. For those of us who know Khalees, because a lot of people don't know Khalees, but those of us who know, we know that Khalees is a style maven. Like, I look at Khalees as a style maven, like I look at Mary J. Blige as a style maven. Like, I look at Lauryn Hill as a style maven. Like, Khalees is up there in the ranks. People don't understand, they don't know, but she is, all right? She's dope as fuck, right? And she's very creative, her energy, her juice, her flavor, everything. Now, she is accusing Beyonce of stealing from her on more than one occasion, and Beyonce has stole from her and from other artists. That's a fact, all right? I'm not trying to shade Beyonce. I like some of her stuff, but Beyonce has stolen from other artists. It just is. And so Khalees is the only one who has stood up and called her out because Khalees is the only one who has a platform. Beyonce has stolen from lesser known artists. I noticed that with her Lemonade album, and there was something else that she did too that I noticed it. I'm like, okay, I know the artist that she stole that from. But at any rate, I digress with that. But this is an example of what's going on. So you're in the spotlight, Leo. So for example, Khalees is in the spotlight. Her opposing energy is Saturn and Aquarius. Saturn is all about restriction, constraint, rules, regulations. So with Saturn in retrograde, and it's coming out as Aquarius-like, which is online, what she's saying is, look, Beyonce, you didn't follow the rules with Saturn in retrograde. You didn't follow the rules. You didn't contact me. You didn't call me to say what's up. You didn't have my people call your people to say what's up. You know what I'm saying? And you just went out and did whatever it is that you wanted. And Aquarius energy is all about doing whatever you want, however you want to do it, for popularity and things like that, and being socially popular. So this is a prime example of this energy that's going on. So you have to be careful, Leo, of, on a smaller level. You have to be careful of how you put yourself out there. There could be people who could be attacking you based on what you're saying online, or, you could be feeling attacked in some way, shape, or form by people around you that you may have cut off because it's opposing your seventh house of relationships. People you may have cut off. Specifically relationships as far as sexual relationships, because we got Neptune in retrograde and Pisces in your 8th house. So you got to be careful with going back and forth with people online. You got to be careful with knowing the limit of what to say and what not to say in reference to, arguing with people online and, standing your ground in reference to defending yourself. Just be careful of online arguing, right? And there's going to be haters out there who are going to, be biting your style. There's going to be people out there who are not going to like your shine for whatever reason, or they're going to try to steal your shine. And you may just get tired of it and blow up at these people. It could happen. The example right now we're looking at is with Khalees. Now, in your second house, you got Mercury in Virgo. That's going to be Mercury's going into Virgo on the 4th. Mercury rules Virgo. Mercury is all about, okay, how do I interpret this? How do I understand this? How does this make sense to me? And how do I communicate that I understand it? And how do I interpret the way you communicate to me? And it's coming out in a very Virgoian way where it's very critical, okay? It's very analytical. Um, it could be overthinking, all right? And it's in your second house, which talks about your self esteem and your self worth. So you may be in a position where you're communicating to people and you're saying to people, look, you know, that's not right. I'm important. I'm valuable. You need to respect me. Okay. Why is it that you're not respecting me? And so there could be communication there where you're trying to figure out why is this going on? Or it could be somebody who's feeling that way about you. So in reference to your self-value, your self-esteem, your self-worth, you may have, you know, people who have an issue with that because you got so many placements in your first house. You really are going to be standing out. Okay. So it could be for negative reasons or positive reasons, but you just have to try to process that and understand that. And as a result of people coming at you with that Mercury and Virgo in your second house, it could be people trying to come at your self-esteem. You know, people saying things about you, right? People talking about you or talking to you in a manner in which, you know, may try to, you know, dampen your self-esteem or your self-respect. An example with this is Khalees. People are, you know, they're rebutting what she's saying. Like, no, Beyonce didn't steal from you. And then it's also in the second house, it's like, yo, basically, you know, when you sample somebody's stuff, you're supposed to pay them, right? So she ain't getting any money from this. So she's like, wait a minute, this is how this works. Here's the order of operations. This is the way it's supposed to go. You're supposed to pay me when you use my stuff, right? So that's an example of that. But in your world, it could be anything. You know, it could be like, look, here's the understanding of how it's supposed to go. You're not going to devalue me. You're not going to cheapen me. You know, you're going to understand my worth. And like in the famous words of Khalees, you don't have to love me. You don't have to like me, but you will respect me. Right? So you could be going through situations and circumstances with relationships, people that you connect with in all aspects of life. Because I see you got energy in your 10th house going on too, right? And we got energy in your 8th house. So we're talking about your personal, private, intimate relationships. We're also talking about your work relationships, okay? We talking about your friendships as well. All right. So let's move on. So you don't have anything going on in your third house too much. Your fourth house, that's where Scorpio is. Your fourth house is your emotions and your feelings. And that's where the South Node is. So you could be, you know, experiencing some toxic feelings or toxic emotions in reference to people coming at you, the way they're coming at you, the way they're communicating with you. Or it could just be, you know, maybe you had some friends who you're no longer friends with and you're dealing with the toxicity of those emotions. Or maybe you're in a relationship or relationships where there's a lot of toxicity and you're trying to clear that out. Okay? So just keep that in mind with the fourth house. All right? Because the fourth house deals with, you know, your personal feelings, your personal emotion, what's going on in your private life. Some of you could be in mourning. Some of you could be going through a transformation, right? An example of this would be with Khalees. She's going through a transformation. She's in mourning because she lost her husband, right? Now let's move on to the fifth house. We got Sag there, but we don't have any major planets there. Now your sixth house. That's the house of your routines, your patterns, the things you do every day. You get up every day at such and such a time. You go work out. You eat breakfast. Then you go to work, or you drop the kids off at school. Whatever your routines are, right? So we got Pluto there in retrograde in the house, and that's your Capricorn house. So Pluto's all about death and rebirth. So what you're basically doing in the house of your routines and patterns is you're looking at, okay, what should I stop doing versus what I should do? Or I'm going to stop doing it this way and now I'm going to start doing it this way, right? And so as a result, with that Capricorn energy, you're placing restraint on things. You're putting resistance on things. You're putting rules in place. So this could be like, okay, you know what? My workout routine wasn't where I needed it to be. Let me get that up to par, because the sixth house deals with your health, right? It deals with your discipline. It's like, okay, I need to get a little bit more disciplined. I wasn't disciplined in doing whatever I needed to do. I need to get on that now. You know, so now you're looking at your routines, your patterns, your habits, and how you're going to change that and how you're going to adjust that and what you need to cut back on and what you want to switch around. So you're looking at those things as well, okay, with your routines and patterns, right? Let's look at your seventh house. Now, this is where Aquarius is, right? And we got Saturn in retrograde. I was telling you this is your relationship house. This is in opposition of your first house. So you may have different relationships that have come to an end for whatever reason. Family members you stopped talking to for whatever reason, intimate lovers you may have broken up with or you're going through a process of breaking up with. Some of you with this Pluto right next to Saturn and then Neptune, so the 6th, 7th, and 8th house, some of you may have lost a lover to death, okay? Or somebody who may be ill or who may have an illness. That could be something that you might have experienced, but there's definitely transformation in all of your relationships. Okay, so you're definitely seeing that. And with Saturn in retrograde, Saturn could represent depression, right? It's in retrograde, so now you're looking back at, okay, who did I lose? What are some things that I can't get back anymore? Is this relationship over? Why is it over? Is it because we fell out? Is it because we've outgrown each other? Is it because someone passed away? Is it because someone was cheating? Is it because someone was disloyal? Like, you're looking at all of these different relationships that you have toxic energy in right now, and you're re-evaluating your position in these relationships. And you're also tapping into your sixth house to say, okay, I'm not going to have to change my pattern now because I'm no longer dealing with these people anymore. So my routines, my patterns, and the way that I do things are going to change as a result of me not being in this marriage anymore, as a result of me not being in this work environment anymore, as a result of me not being in this friendship anymore, or this business partnership, or this group anymore, right? So when we look at your thinking, your psyche about all of this, we're looking at your 8th house. That's where Neptune is in retrograde. Now, Neptune is what? When it's in retrograde, it pulls the illusion away. And that's coming out in a very Piscean way because Neptune is in Pisces. So what you may be feeling like psychologically going on within your mindset is the fact that, you know what? Things are being revealed to you, okay, in reference to the illusions you may have had about certain relationships, about certain partnerships. It's like, okay, I see this now. I understand it for what it is. I may not have seen it that way before, but now I see it for what it is. Or I have to accept this for what this is now, right? And so I need to let go because Neptune in Pisces is all about letting go. It could also be about you feeling self-pity. Some of you might be going through some depression right now. Again, because of some of the connections and the relationships that are in trouble, or that you might have lost, or that you're fighting to keep, or that you're fighting to get out of, right? There's a lot of that going on with you guys right now in reference to your relationships. I can't stress that enough. And if you're not feeling it with anybody, you may have already cut these people out that needed to be cut out. And so now you could be in retrospection about these relationships that ended, or that you had to cut off, or unfortunately maybe somebody cut you off. So you could just be in a retrospection phase in reference to that, right? Now your 9th house, we got Jupiter in retrograde and Chiron in retrograde there. I'm going to do a separate reading for you on that, so I'm not going to get too deep into that, but your 9th house is all about your wisdom, the things you've learned from these relationships and these interactions within these relationships, right? And with Jupiter in retrograde there, it could be you looking at it like, okay, I took a risk on this person. Was it worth it? Or maybe I jumped to conclusions, or maybe I jumped in too fast with this situation. Was it worth it? And with Chiron in retrograde, it's like, yo, there's a pain here that I'm not going to get over. I'm going to have to learn to live with this. The fact that this relationship went the way that it went, the fact that it didn't go the way I wanted it to go, the fact that this person could be gone, the fact that this person may have passed away. It could be anybody. It could be a sibling. It could be a ex-lover. It could be a business partner, because again, in your 10th house, you got Uranus in retrograde there. Now, some of you need to be careful when it comes to your career, all right? With Uranus in retrograde on the 24th, that's when it's going in retrograde, but you could be feeling these energies now. This is in the house of your career, your professional achievement, your professional endeavors, your reputation, how people see you and how you see yourself. This is where the North Node is. That's where Taurus is, all right? And Mars is there as well. So an example of how this could be affecting you, again, I'm going to revert back to Khalees, because everything that's going on with her, these planets are telling you everything, all right? So in reference to her career, she rebelled against what everybody else would normally do. Most people don't say nothing to Beyonce when she steals from them, right? But she rebelled against the status quo. That's Uranus energy. Uranus is a renegade. It's a rebellious energy. It's like, yo, I'm not taking this shit, and I'm going to let you know about it. So that's Uranus in retrograde. And then Mars is there too. And it's like, not only am I going to let you know about it, I'm going to rebel, I'm going to fight you on that, right? I'm going to fight you on that. And this could be, and this basically is what's going on with her, right? So she's fighting against, her reputation. People are saying, okay, well, no, she didn't steal. And Khalees is like, yes, she did. And I'm tired of it, and I'm not going to sit back and allow it to keep happening. She's been biting, that type of thing. And so, in the house of Taurus, this is someone who's standing their ground. They're not going to allow anybody to push them around. They're staying solid on this. And so this is your house of your career. So this could be going on at work. Some of you got to be careful at work. I don't know if you've already spazzed out, or there could be some tension going on at work and you need to be careful. Now, if there's something going on that bothers you and you haven't said anything about it, it could hit a fuse. Okay? So you may want to, before it gets to that point where it gets crazy, you may want to sit down and talk to whomever it is about what it is that you're feeling. Okay? And that you don't like it. So, it could be that somebody's purposely calling you out of your name, because this deals with your reputation. So it could be somebody constantly calling you out of your name and you laugh it off and let it go, but they keep doing it. And you don't say anything, but they keep doing it. And then it gets to the point where you blow up on them like, God damn it, I stopped doing blah, blah, blah. And this could be in the workplace, or stop saying blah, 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 or stop doing blah, blah, blah. You got to be careful, all right? Because people are going to be looking at you like, yo, what's up with this person? Why did they spaz out all of a sudden out of the blue? And it's not like it's all of a sudden out of the blue, but to the outsider looking in, it is. But to you, it's something that's been building up because you've just been trying to be cool and you haven't said anything about it, but you just get tired of it and now you explode. So if there's something that's really bothering you about your workplace environment and what's going on and how you're being treated, just keep in mind that you could be triggered. So just be careful how you go about responding and how you react to things. Try your best to count to 10. You could just have people, like I said, you got all this energy in your first house. There's a lot of opposition that could be coming towards you because you're shining bright like a diamond for whatever reason. It could be a positive thing or it could be a negative thing. It just depends on you and what's going on, okay? But either way, there are going to be people coming for you, okay? So you got to be careful how you handle things. You don't want to get to a position where you spaz out at the job because this person has been being an asshole to you and you finally spaz out, but then you get to the point where you get written up for it. Or you lose your job for it because you lost your cool. Be careful, especially with Mars in that house. You're ready to fight and you're ready to go to war. Now, speaking of Mars, it's going to be moving into your 11th house. All right? Your 11th house deals with your popularity, your friendships, your relationships, and it's in the house of Gemini. So you may be at war with friends as well. Okay? There could be people, or it just could be, online, your popularity. Like if you are an online celebrity or you have a following online, there could be people coming at you, attacking you for whatever reason, saying whatever they want to say. Another example is Khalees. Now that she's rebelled and spoke up, now there are people who are going to be coming at her, attacking her, talking about her, getting into her personal life, getting into her personal business. She may lose some following. She may gain some followings because of this now. So, these are examples, like just watch what's going on with her. It'll tell you everything that's going on with the planets. Every single thing that's going on in every house it can be visibly seen by just reading the articles of what's going on with her and Beyonce. I swear to you guys. Now, you don't have anything in your 12th house, okay? So that house is cool. That's the house of your unconscious energy, your unconscious mind. So I wanted to let me know in the comments how you felt about the interpretation of the energies. I did my best to show you examples of what it is that these energies could be doing and what they could be playing out, how they could be playing out, because I couldn't help it. She's a blatant example. So let me know in the comments, because this is the first time I'm doing this type of reading for you, an astrology read, but I'm going to do it for the rest of the signs. I do wish you a happy birthday. Like I said, I appreciate you guys. I love you. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to Many Styles. After I do the 12 readings here, I'm going to go over there and I'm going to do the queens. The goddesses and the goddess readings. The gods and the goddesses readings. I'm going to do them over there. I put a link in the video. If you look at the video where it says many changes are coming, I put a link to that channel in underneath that video, and I also put one in the community tab. So make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when I post. So I'm doing those over there. I'm going to do the true intentions over there. I'm going to do the silent enemies over there as well. So subscribe to both. I decided to split it up because some people don't like astrology or they don't understand it and they can't comprehend it and they just like regular reads. So I got a channel for regular reads and I got the channel for astrology here. All right. So I want to thank you guys for checking out the channel. Again, happy birthday to you. I wish you all the peace, blessings, and love your beautiful heart can stand. Thank you for rocking with the channel, and I'll see you next time. Later, Leo.